Well, welcome back now. I know that you just finished up on a quiz the last lesson, and now we're going to continue adding, adding more pain to the sorrow. No, I don't mean that. I think many of you are beginning to figure out that you can take an equation, convert it over to the y slope-intercept form, and figure out your equation line and do that well. And that's the intent. But now when we get to systems of equation basically means we're going to involve two equations, and the goal is this, that we're going to plot both equations by doing exactly what we did with one equation, but yet doing two on a graph. We're going to eventually plot the two lines using the y formula, finding the slope, and then finding the y-intercept point and drawing that line properly, identifying different parts that we need to. And so to do so, you're going to have to identify those so that you can plot or draw the line on the graph for each equation. Now, a second thing you want to do eventually is that you want to find out and identify the exact point where the x and y intercept point for where both lines meet. And that'll be interesting. That's almost like a game. We're trying to perform a game, and we're going to try to be the first ones to get the point at which the two equations intersect. So let's start off with the first one. We're going to do 4 of them today, and on your worksheet, by the way, don't forget to keep any copies of your work there, because once you submit work into the system, you will not see that again. So it's always good to keep copies of your work so that we can go over that and make sure that you're doing it well. And then if you have questions, always be sure to get on the chat time on your Mondays and Thursdays, that we have that toward the end of the day. I believe it's 1:30 to 3 o'clock. So be sure to come see me if you have questions, and we can work them out one-on-one. So let's see here, quickly. We're looking at two equations for the systems of equations, plotting them for number 1. Problem number 1, we have x equals y minus 1, and we have x plus 2y equals 8. There are going to be two different lines on this graph. However, we want to go ahead and find, remember what I told you, we can switch, and I'm going to be quick about this because I'm going to take it that you already understand how to convert, if you need to, convert the equation into the y slope-intercept form. So this one should be y minus 1 equals x. We can commute it, the commutative property. Now, in order to make it y, we're going to make it x plus 1. So there we go. We've already got our y-intercept, or y equals x plus 1, right? We're one step further to getting that. Now the slope, we already know that it's 1, or 1 over 1. So you have that. The slope of 1 goes up 1 over 1. Now where is the y-intercept? It's at 0, positive 1. So let's put this one on the equation, okay? It starts here. It's going to go up 1, up 1, up 1. I'm going to just keep doing this and make where I can make a nice line. Now look at this. Do you realize I'm halfway done the problem? Huh? Wasn't that easy? Now that I know how to do the equation and put it into slope y-intercept form. So there is my intersection point. I always try to write that down, all right? I'm not going to put any other points. I know that's correct by slope. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. It's a positive slope going up. Now, over here, why don't we have it almost in y form? What can we do to the x to get it off of the 2y side? Well, you already know. It's going to be 2y equals negative x plus 8. But wait a minute. We have to divide by 2, don't we? All right, so now we're going to have y equals what? 1 over 2x, right? Plus 4. So let's see here. We have our y equals 1/2 x plus 4. We have our slope of 1/2 going up 1 over 1, and then the positive 4. Look at this, 0, positive 4. So there we go. Where do I put that? 0, positive 4. There we go, 0, 4. Now, here we go. Up 1 over 2, right? Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Uh-oh, I got some of this in the way. I got to erase it. Okay. Up 1 over that. And if I had extended this line here, watch. I should have extended it further. My original line, here it is. There's my equation right there. Now watch this one. And I'm not going to rewrite it here. I'm just going to draw an arrow to show that this is my line for x equals y minus 2. Now, let's do the other one. Here we go. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Oh, look, where did I find my intersecting point? Oh, wasn't that easy? So here we are. The x, make sure that you write this down. The xy intercept point is, let's see, we have to count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. For y, it's going to be 7, right? And for the x, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, there we go. I found my xy intercept is at 6 and 7. Now, do you see? And then this one here, of course, I'll draw a line and show that that's the line. Oh, wrong one, sorry. Right there. There's your equation line there. They're both at 6, 7. You can put it there or put it on the side. I prefer it there, showing where they meet. So, that was an introduction to solving a system of equations. So let's get this out of the way, and maybe you could go ahead and start that one while I'm doing this. You go ahead and see what you can do. Let's get another graph sheet out for yourself. Let's do that quickly while I erase this. Now you know why I don't give you too many problems. I give you a few of these, not 15 or 20. You can imagine how long it would take you to do 15 or 20 of these? Oh, you'd be up all night, wouldn't you? I'd get some email from you saying, Mr. Wright, can you make it a little easier? And I say, sure, why not? Okay, so we have a couple more. And let me get another marker quickly. I shall return. Here we are. So I want to keep them in a different color. We have y equals x plus 2, and then we have another one, y equals 2x plus 5. Oh, this is going to be an easy one. Why? Do we have to change them into y-intercept form? No, they're already in it. We already have that. So let's go up here and let's see. We have our slope for the first one, don't we? What's our slope? 1. Okay, what's our y-intercept? 0, 2. All right, how about this one? What's your slope? 2. What's your y-intercept? 0, 5. Oh my goodness. We don't have to do any of the preliminary work. Mr. Wright, could we have all this easy? No, I don't think so. The last 2 you'll have to do some work on. And probably the 2 on your assignment you'll have to do the converting. But let's see, we already have those. So let's go ahead on the first one. Y, so where does it start? 2, 0, 2. All right, and we're going to go what? Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing that. I like to have a longer line. Can you imagine me just going here and trying to straighten that thing out? That would be pretty tough. So I'm going to make a full line across here, because you remember the last one? I didn't make it long enough, did I? So I had to come back and do it. So here we go. I got that one. There's my equation. All right, now here, where are we starting at? Right up here, positive 5, I think, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 5, yep. All right, so there's 0, 5 for my y-intercept. And what's my slope? 2? Up 2 over 1. Up 2, let's see. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Okay, now, all right, now, since I don't have a really good line, could I do it in reverse? Could I go here and just put it there, since I'm just reversing the slope and keeping it the same? 2. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, did I find the intercept line for x and y? Oh, I like this. This is fun. All right, so there is the equation there. Let's see what it is. Can we figure out the xy intercept? All right, it's going to be -3 for x, 1, 2, 3, and -1 for y. So I just found that these two equations crisscross at -3, -1 intercept. Good? I hope. All right. Now, I want you to go ahead and start that. So put it on pause, and let's see if you can write those two down. Transfer them into their y-intercept or y-slope formula, and I'll get right back with you. You go ahead and do that quickly while I prepare. All right, I'm ready to go over this with you. Hopefully you've taken a few minutes. Maybe even by now, if you pause long enough, you might already have the xy intercept point. That would be great. That is the purpose for this, is to get you to the point by number 4 that you can do it by yourself, so that the homework will not be a problem. Okay, so let's look for our y. Okay, remember we have a minus y equals -3x plus 4. However, can we leave it in minus y? No, we divide by -1, don't we? Right, that's what that means, -1y. Now we're going to have y equals, negative into negative is positive x, which is 1x, and then -1 into positive 4 is -4. So we've got that much done. You ready? We have our y equals x minus 4. Our slope is 1. Our y-intercept is 0, -4. All right, let's try the other one. Let's do the same thing. Let's leave the y on the same place. We're going to subtract 2x. There we go. Now watch this. -3, -3, and -3. Now, there's one important niche here that I think some of you, if you rushed through, you might have gotten it wrong, and you're not going to get the correct line, let alone the correct point of intersection. And I'll show you, because this is a Mr. Right procedure. I would do this if I was rushing. But -3 into -3 leaves me the y. Here's where some of you might have made a mistake. You might have put this as -2x over 3, forgetting that you're dividing a negative into a negative, so it can't be a negative, it has to be a positive 2/3. Then this one here, same thing. You can't put down -3. -3 into -9 is positive 3. So if you put a -3 here, you would have been starting at the wrong place. And so let's look at our thing. Y equals 2/3 x plus 3 okay? And then the slope is 2/3, and it's 0, 3. Now, if you had -3, like I said, you would have been starting at the wrong place. So let's try these now. Let's start here. We're going to start at -4, just like we showed. And we're going to do what? We're going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. I'm just going to do it right there. Let me get my thing, my stick, my straight edge. And let's make sure that we get this line as straight as possible so they go at every point of intersection correctly. Oops, starting to go off a little bit. There we go. All right, so there's my equation. This one here, let's see what we're going to do, okay? We're going to start at +3, right? 0, 3. Now, we're going to go positive what? We're going to go up 2 over 3, right? Is that what we're going to do? Okay, let's see if we can do that. All right. I have to make sure of one thing here, okay? Where did I start? Okay, let me go back. Aha! I found my mistake, and maybe you did too. Look, -1 into -3. I put x, didn't I? Very, very important. I gave you the wrong slope, didn't I? There we go. So what's that going to do to my line that I just thought I had it so well done? Not going to be the right line, is it? See, this is what's so important about not getting in a hurry. Mr. Right Error, if you didn't catch me, you're probably sitting there saying, yep, watch when he finds out that he made that mistake. He's going to be really disappointed. I am always disappointed. So we're going to go up 3 over 1. There we go. Up 3 over 1. Up 3 over 1. There we go. Now, that's a whole lot different line than the one I had, isn't it? So it's worth my while coming back and making sure that I did this correctly. There's my first one. Now I can go to the next one. Did I start at this one? Okay, I'm going to go up 2 over 3. Look at that. So in correcting my first line, I already get to my intersecting point right away, don't I? Look at that. Oh, this is so... When you do it right, it really is a lot more fun. When you do it wrong, you just kind of feel like I do, a little bit, a little sad. There it is. Okay, so our XY intercept point is going to be at, let's see, X is going to be 1, 2, 3, and Y is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That one worked out better. So go ahead and start on that one. And the last part before you get to your homework is to finish number 4. Go ahead and do that quickly. And I'll get it ready. All right, we're ready for the last one here. Let me put up the equations. Y equals -2 x plus 1. And that's already in y slope-intercept form, isn't it? But this one isn't. 2x minus 2y equals 4. Yep, there we go. Make sure that I have the right one. Okay. So this one I don't have to worry about. I can go ahead and put it in there, right? I have the slope, which is -2, and then the y is going to be, let me get my red, put it in here. There it is, 0, 1, right? Okay, and I'm going down 2, remember, over 1, rise or fall, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. All right, I'll just put 1 in reverse as well. So there's my line for that equation. There we go, good. I'll put that right there like so. Make it a nice long one. And I'll just simply do this and draw my arrow to it. Now this one is not, is it? -2y equals -2x plus 4. Okay, -2, -2, -2. All right, I'm going to have y equals x, which is 1 over 1, negative and negative, 2 into 2. And then we have -2, and here's another place we could make a mistake. Let's not put +2, let's put -2. -2 into 4 is -2. Now we have our two places, right? Here's your slope, 1 over 1. Here's your place, right here, right? 0, -2. There we go. Now, this one is going to be up 1 over 1. Look how easy it is. Up 1 over 1, we're already done. I like the easy ones. There we go. So, now, my x, y intercept was right here. Let's see. That's going to be +1 for x and -1 for y coming down. There's our xy intercept point. There we go. In this one, it was 3 and 5. In this one, it was 7 and 9. And the first one was, of course, let's see, 0. Let's see, y-intercept was 2 and 3. So there we go. That's the lesson. Go ahead and see what you can do on the 2 problems for the assignment, and we'll be back to review those the next time. Thank you so much. Have a great day.